Alright, so today I'm going to show you how to ceramic coat a car, and today we're going to be using this 1950 Plymouth. Alright, so the first step, make sure you get a rag and just get all this dust off of here before you do the clay bar. Just so the clay bar you can last longer and you don't have to use as many. Save money, all the things. Just wipe it down real good. Alright, so the next step is to get your clay bar. And I just use water. You can use soapy water, and there's a couple things that work, but I find water works just fine. And then you should, want to wet down the surface. I've already done that. But you just want to make sure the whole surface is wet so the clay bar has something to slide on, and you don't want to just, it doesn't really work on just dry panels, and it can be bad for the paint. But what this clay bar does is, so like right now you can see I'm just going over the panel, and you can kind of see it gets all that dirt that's kind of just stuck in the paint that like just wiping down the dust didn't get. And you really want to do this step. It's really important because you don't want to just be polishing in a bunch of, just random dirt and whatever, and that can scratch the paint, and polishing would do more harm than good. And you can see my clay bar is kind of getting, relatively dirty, and I don't want to scratch up the paint. So what I do is I just kind of knead it and find a clean surface. So like here's a clean surface I can just use, and then I can continue using the clay bar to get all that dirt out. Alright, so after that, I just get my microfiber towel, and I make sure you get all this residue. You can see it, just make sure to wipe that all off. And then you're going to want to get your polisher, whatever, polisher works. I just got this one from Harbor Freight. It's a decent little one if you're, on kind of a budget. Then I got these polishing pads from Amazon. It comes in like a kit of 8 of them, I think, for like 20 bucks. And then you're going to want to get your, polish. I use Meguiar's, Adams, and, there's a couple other really good brands out there. And you're just going to want to kind of just put that along the panel, just a good amount. Just kind of like that. Alright, and then you're just going to take your polisher or whatever, and you just want to kind of, go along and kind of, I just like dab it along just to spread the compound. Alright, so now we kind of have it all spread out along the trunk here. So now we just kind of want to go in a pattern. There's other videos on how to really do polishing. Not going to go into it too much. You kind of just want to go, like I'm going to go along here. And then once I can do that, along the whole trunk, I'm going to go along this way. And do that a couple times. And then we should be good, because I don't need a really heavy polish. I just need a light polish to, make it shiny. Once we've polished it to how we like, along and wipe and try to get a lot of that compound off. Alright, so we still have some residue you can kind of see there. So I'm gonna use this Adams detail spray, and just spray that along the whole trunk. And then I'm gonna take this microfiber towel here, and then just try to wipe, most of that off. Just do the best you can. Alright, and then after I use that detail spray, I'm going to use this Adams Polish surface prep that comes in the ceramic coating kit. So just spray that, everywhere on the surface. Make sure to really coat it. This has like alcohol and some different, things in it to break down all the compounds and make sure it just really gets all that stuff off. And then just use that same microfiber towel and just wipe it off. Do it really, this time you want to do a good job. And make sure all that stuff's off, because you don't want that stuff being in your ceramic coat, or else it'll be stuck in there for like 7 years. I think they have a 1-year kit, but I have the 7-year kit. So if it's just less work if you just do a good job right now, and rather than having to polish off that ceramic coat and redo it. All right, and then once you have the surface how you'd like it, and make sure it's all clean, so that's there's no residue left or anything. Grab your ceramic coat from your kit. It's I'm using this graphene ceramic coat from Adams. And then my, applicant applier thingy. Make sure to keep them in a bag, so you don't want dust in your ceramic coat. And then also these microfiber towels come in the kit. Make sure to leave these in the bag too, because you don't want dust on these either, or else it can mess up the ceramic coat and mess up the paint. So just, make sure to keep them in bags. Alright, so here's my ceramic coat and my plier, and you just want to kind of go along and put a little, or however much you feel like you need. And then you want to make sure you put the cap on. Alright, so I'm going to do this section here. You kind of want to just pick a line like this, go all the way across, try not to stop. I'm just going to go to there, and you're going to try to, like, you know, like this, and just kind of overlap slightly, not too much or you'll get high spots, but just kind of go along until you get that panel done. And then once you did that, to the second layer, you kind of just go like this and then go all the way across. I call this the towel test to make sure when it's done. It just depends on humidity and temperature. So like I live in Colorado, so it's, you know, takes relatively long to dry. It'll take anywhere from like 1 to 5 minutes to dry. But you just put kind of your microfiber towel on, and you just kind of like, you know, go so like it's not quite dry. But it like, so here I can just really easily go along. But like, right, okay, yeah, here it is. Now it's kind of drying. So it's kind of has some resistance. And you want to wait till you have that resistance, and then once you have that resistance, you want to grab your, they call this a leveling cloth. Grab that and just go along and kind of level the surface. Just like that. And you're not trying to wipe off the ceramic coat, you're just trying to wipe off the first little layer that hasn't fully adhered to the paint, just so there's not high spots or, you know, anything like that. Then you're going to take your other microfiber and then just kind of buff it out. Just, you know, not too hard. Again, you're not trying to wipe it off, but just kind of like that. I'm just doing the towel trick. See how I have resistance there, so it's not, you know, moving, so that means it's ready to wipe off. So I'm going to grab my leveler cloth and then wipe off all the, or not wipe it off, but, you know, just level the ceramic coat until you feel like it's good. Alright, and then that's about good. So then you're going to grab your microfiber. Then you're just going to kind of buff or polish almost the ceramic coat till, you know. Alright, so I think that's about good. And just make sure, you know, always put your microfibers in the bag so they don't get dust on them, so they don't mess up your ceramic coat. If you're wondering, I'll have all the information in the description, all the products that I use, so if you want to do it the way I did, I'll have all the stuff in the description for you to check out. Can't say loud enough to just go ahead and jump in and do this ceramic coating. It's definitely worth it. Makes the car look, you know, way better. Basically a mirror. And, you know, not that the car didn't look good before, but this really just adds on top of polishing. This adds a lot of protectant. And especially with this old lacquered paint, like this is original paint here, it really protects it because it doesn't have clear coat, so this kind of acts like a clear coat. And so it's 100% worth it. It's a little expensive, you know, but this Adams stuff is just really good.